Just when you thought Loren from this season of 90 Day Fiance couldn't get any worse, with the lying, the weird trans chasing and racial fantasizing thing, and not to mention the STD he's acquired from all the cheating, we get this week's episode, where Loren doesn't just reveal to Faith the truth of his serial cheating and gonorrhea,
I have gonorrhea,
but doesn't apologize at all and tries low-key gaslighting Faith into believing that it was all her fault.
No, you didn't ask if I was sleeping with people, but you have to know. You had to have known that I'm having sex the whole time.
So let's talk about it. We last left our hero Loren right after he found out he probably has gonorrhea. But while last episode, Loren was a little unsure if he actually had gonorrhea, this episode, Loren explains that, given recent developments, it all makes perfect sense.
So after getting the text that my friend in Las Vegas has gonorrhea, and the fact that I've been having gunk spew out of my penis, I'm like, well, this all makes sense now.
His happy expression when talking about these inappropriate subjects, I'll never get used to it. After learning of his terrible fate, Loren did some research this morning on how transmittable it is or what he has to do to take care of it, and is very relieved to hear that he may be symptom-free in just 1 or 2 weeks.
Because gonorrhea has a treatment, it's curable, and people get it all the time, like, for me, it's not a big deal. It's like food poisoning.
Yeah, it's totally not a big deal. I mean, it's curable. It doesn't mean anything. People get it all the time. Come on, you're telling me you haven't gotten gonorrhea at least once or twice? But although he's not too worried about the STD itself, he is pretty worried about having to reveal his infidelity and disease to his partner Faith.
But I'm a little bit nervous. I have told Faith that I spend the night with people, so I feel like it's kind of implied that we've been having sex. But we haven't had like a real clear conversation about it.
I just love this logic from Loren. That's because he's spending the night at a friend's place that any reasonable person should assume that it's sexual in nature. When in reality, I think most of us would assume that our partners are just hanging out with their friends and it's innocent. And it would be kind of weird if one were to assume that we just spend the night at a friend's place. You must be hooking up with that person. That's usually a sign of jealousy or trust issues in the relationship. So it's kind of funny that Loren assumes that Faith should know about this when really he just doesn't understand that Faith is trusting of him. But Loren recognizes that although they've had miscommunications about this in the past, he knows that the jig is up and he's going to have to come clean about Faith, about how he's not clean.
Now, I really have no choice but to be completely honest with her.
And hopes that this little gonorrhea thing doesn't ruin their fun date.
But she's got a fun day planned, so I'm not just gonna like spring it on her very first thing. So I'm gonna let us do some fun stuff, and hopefully this gonorrhea thing doesn't ruin the day.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly what STDs do, ruin the fun times you're about to have with someone. Loren then goes to meet up with Faith, and of course, in stark juxtaposition to Loren's infidelity and STDs, we get a one-on-one with Faith where she explains how great it is to be in her first relationship and all these new feelings she's feeling.
When I'm around Loren, I feel the new feelings because, I've never been in love. For the first time, it feels like a man really cares about me.
Which I kind of forgot about with Faith. I mentioned at the end of my last video of the two of them that she seemed to be avoiding all of Loren's red flags and doesn't seem to recognize the obvious with him. But then when you think that this is her first real relationship and, she's not going to be super experienced in recognizing those flags, I can't really blame her too much for getting caught up into things. They get in the car, they're talking about their beach date. Loren asks Faith if she's going to be wearing a swimsuit when they swim, and when Faith says no, Loren then asks if she'll be naked instead.
Bathing suit?
I don't have.
Oh, okay, naked? You never want.
Yeah.
Sexiest. Yum yum.
Faith feels a little uncomfortable with that because as a ladyboy, she's still pretty insecure about being out in public in a bathing suit. And then, in their long car ride to the beach, Faith starts asking Loren more about the awkward conversation they had last night with Mama Ding.
After last night with Mama Ding, I know we still have some things to discuss.
Where Loren revealed to Faith, for the first time, his true intentions of staying in the Philippines for the rest of his life.
Last night, you say that you're planning to stay in the Philippines.
Yeah, forever.
Faith seems to be okay with that, but tries reiterating to Loren that if this is gonna happen, then we really need to keep taking things slow, get to know each other more, and really find out if this is the right move. But despite, or perhaps because, that's a completely logical and reasonable thing to say, Loren gets defensive.
You must also remember, I want to get to know each other.
Then we are.
Yeah.
We take slow.
Hey, I just wanted to make sure that we're taking it slow. We're taking it slow.
This is our first meet. a foreign,
Faith subtly reveals to us that she's actually had some weird feelings about Loren.
I feel sometimes, is this you? Is this the real you?
Yes, listen to those feelings, Faith. Run while you can. But the conversation seemed to be going pretty well for Loren, who is happy that the relationship is progressing in the direction he likes, but is all the more nervous now to have to reveal to Faith the truth about his cheating and his STD, because everything he came out here to accomplish could be over.
All that progress could go out the window. Everything I came out here to accomplish could be over, so I'm really worried.
Everything I came out here to accomplish. That's a weird way to describe a romantic relationship, isn't it? That sounds a lot more like the way someone would describe their master plan of convincing some foreigner to let them move to their country and live off of them and, start his whole life over in the Philippines. Sounds a lot more like that is the big mission he's trying to accomplish. But I don't know, just what it sounded like to me. And now, with the setup out of the way, things are about to get juicy. The two of them finally arrive at their fun destination for the day, the Wawa Dam. And man, this place is beautiful. They're having a good time, enjoying the nature. Loren especially is happy that Faith is finally opening up more with him and hopes the two of them can continue building their chemistry for the inevitable conversation they are about to have.
It's really good that Faith has opened up, and I really hope we keep building our chemistry today before having a fun conversation about STDs and monogamy.
STDs and monogamy? Oh, you mean your STD and your constant cheating. That's what you meant. Oh, okay, I understand now. Also, I know it may have been edited together this way, but it feels kind of weird to first say that you're glad that the two of you are building your chemistry and feeling more open and connected with each other, and then right after say that that's a good thing because you're about to drop a bomb on her. It kind of feels like you should celebrate the two of you growing in your emotional intimacy together because it's good for the relationship and good for both people. But the way he says it here, it feels like Loren is less happy that Faith is trusting him because it's good for the relationship, and more because the more Faith trusts Loren right now, the higher chance he has of getting away with his bullshit. Just feels a little slimy the way he said that. We then get this scene where Loren kinda love bombs Faith. He says, "I've loved you from the start.
Even before I met you, I said I loved you.
You're so beautiful."
You're beautiful.
Wait, what did he say?
You're beautiful.
I assume he's doing the thing where you subconsciously adopt someone else's accent, which is a thing, so it's probably innocent, but it sure does sound kind of racist when he says it.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
You're hardworking.
Hardworking.
And that she's from the Philippines.
You're from the Philippines, yes.
As if that should be in the same list of all those other things. Why would you mention that in that context if you weren't going after some sort of Filipino fantasizing dream? Oh, and that she's a ladyboy.
You're from the Philippines, yes. You're a ladyboy. My dream.
No. Don't play the cute romantic love music to that. How are you going to list all the things you like about your partner? Oh, he's so smart and beautiful and hardworking, and you're from the Philippines, and you're a ladyboy. That's my dream.
You're a ladyboy. My dream. Thank you. It's my dream to marry someone just like you.
Just like you. A Filipino ladyboy. Again, it's fine to have that preference, but I can't imagine how that doesn't feel a little objectifying from Faith's perspective. I can't speak for everybody, but just me, I would want someone to like me even if I happen to be a ladyboy, not like me because I'm a ladyboy, you know? But after Loren's shower of compliments end, the two of them get back on dry land, as Loren dreads having to reveal the truth.
Things are finally starting to get romantic, but now I have to tell her this terrible news.
Wait a minute, I just realized. Do you think anywhere in his head he may have just showered her with all those compliments in an effort to butter her up more before he reveals this truth? I'm not accusing him of that. Maybe he was just caught up in the moment or something. But the first result on Google for love bombing is it involves showering someone with flattery and attention so that they become deeply attached and want to stay in a relationship regardless of how they are treated. It's typically a manipulation tactic, and I don't know, and maybe he wasn't even conscious of it, but it does seem a little convenient, the timing, to shower someone with flattery and attention right before you give them some bad news, perhaps maybe in the hope that they don't reject you for it. Regardless, they get out of the water, and now is when Loren brings it up in the most awkward, ham-handed way. They just got out of the water, they were walking away from the beach, when Faith asks him how he enjoyed his time.
Did you really enjoy it?
I really enjoy it.
And Loren says this.
So yeah, feel like kissing energy?
Kissing energy? What the hell does that mean? Is that a pickup line? But Loren brought that up because one of the things he learned when he was researching gonorrhea earlier is that he could transmit the disease if they kissed. So he brings up if they have some kind of kissing energy just to tell her that they can't kiss because he has gonorrhea.
So we can't kiss? We can't kiss.
Why can't you kiss?
Well, I have gonorrhea.
How do I bring up to this person that I have gonorrhea? So you feeling a kissing energy? Well, we can't, because I have gonorrhea. What? That's such an awkward, random, confusing way to say that. And obviously, Faith is shocked.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Faith then asked Loren when this happened, and Loren answers,
Remember I sent you the picture on Halloween of the girl from Thailand?
and somehow when I hear that, how am I not surprised that it was a Thai girl? Because in my head, I always assumed it was a white girl. But when he said she was Thai, I immediately thought like, oh, okay, yeah, he probably would have an Asian thing. Maybe he has some fetish with Southeast Asians or associates that part of the world with a ladyboy culture or something. Or just romanticizes a cheaper economy to solve all of his problems. I don't know, but somehow I'm not surprised.
You're from the Philippines?
Also, wait, he sent Faith a picture of the girl he slept with?
Remember I sent you the picture of the girl from Thailand?
That's messed up, man. So he met up with this girl, went to her place, and they had sex, and then sent his partner a picture of the girl that he just had sex with without Faith knowing that he just had sex with her? That's messed up, man. Why would you send a picture of the person you're cheating on your partner with to your partner? That just feels so wrong. Obviously, because Faith is a trusting person, she thought that this girl was just someone that Loren was helping out and talking to, you know, like a friend. And Loren clarifies that, oh, I helped her out all right, because she spent the night and we ended up having sex.
Oh, I thought you were good talking and helping her.
I did. So she spent the night.
With you?
Yeah.
And that really hurts Faith, who never saw that coming.
I'm so shocked.
He explains to Faith the text message he received the other day about the gonorrhea, about how he has to get treatment, smiling the whole time. And that's when Faith finally starts calling him out.
We are dating for how many months?
Online?
Yes, online.
Well, I haven't met you yet. It don't count as cheating until I meet you, right?
It doesn't count as cheating until I met you? Who made up that rule? Not only is that a stupid ass point that I'm going to dismantle more in a few minutes, but when you listen to how he said it, when he says, it doesn't count until I met you, right?
It don't count as cheating until I meet you, right?
It sounds like he's not actually trying to justify his actions, and almost seems like he's trying to take a sort of cutesy, innocence, like, oopsie kind of route. Oh, I didn't think it counted until we met each other, right? That's what I thought.
Well, I haven't met you yet. It don't count as cheating until I meet you, right?
You know what I mean? It seems like he's trying to weasel his way out of it in a very spineless way.
Yeah.
It's still cheating.
You think
because
so?
Oh, really? You think so? Well, he's holding his backpack like a little kid. I'm just so interested in our different definitions. Like, oh, so you think that could be, huh? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought so. No, you fucking didn't, dude. You're revealing to your partner that you've been cheating on them. You've been sleeping with other people, and now you have gonorrhea.
Gunk spew out of my penis.
And when he's revealing to his partner this devastating truth, and she's trying to explain how she feels, shocked, betrayed, this is cheating, his reaction is to just have this stupid cutesy smile and go, oh really? I didn't think it mattered. Oh, you think so? Which is something that we've seen him do many times. He tries to make things so much more innocent and silly in a way that is pretty manipulative and dismissive of everyone else around him. It's as if he doesn't want to be guilty of an 8 out of 10 offense, so instead of apologizing or really righting his wrong and taking it seriously, he tries to make it much more lighthearted so that he's only guilty of something that's maybe a 3 out of 10. It's a slimy way to get out of taking responsibility and a completely spineless act.
that part is cheating.
You think so?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's cheating.
Really? You think so? okay, like what is that attitude, dude? Okay, I guess I didn't clean the dishes well enough. Like, okay, whatever you say. Oh, really? I didn't lock the door when I left this morning? Like, okay, you fucking cheated. That is so much more of a big deal. Sleeping with other people in a relationship. And that is how he's acting about this whole thing.
I know that he sleeps at other houses, but he never told me that I'm sex with the other girls. And I was never suspicious because I trusted him. That really hurts.
Exactly. Who would assume that when their partner goes out, they must be sleeping with other people? Especially if they were bold enough to text you a picture of that person. Surely, even if you were kind of worried, well, but now they just sent me a picture of this person. Nobody in their right mind would go out and sleep with the person and then send you a text of that person. Clearly, they must just be a friend, right? Yeah, of course nobody would do that. That would be insane behavior.
But it's treatable. You get one shot, it's over.
Oh, you get one shot and it's over? But then okay, I guess I can forgive you. I thought it would take 2 shots, but now you've assured me that everything is fine.
That just makes me shocked.
So back to Manila?
Again, the insensitive smile. I never get used to it. And while the two of them walk back to the car, Loren explains that
For me, it was just meaningless sex. But I don't think Faith fully understood that I was sleeping with other people, so I do kind of feel guilty about what I did.
But I don't think Faith fully understood I was sleeping with other people. Of course she wouldn't, because you never said that. You've been like, anyway, we've been over this. But he is able to at least articulate that he feels kind of bad about the misunderstanding. So I guess I'll give him that. But there's a big difference between recognizing that even though you might be polygamous, that you're still a lying cheater that took advantage of someone else's expectations and that's your fault, and just being sorry you feel that way without actually believing that you really did anything wrong. I don't know which one Loren is, but feel free to cast your vote in the comments below. Faith is shaking, she feels lied to, she feels disrespected as a human being, and the two of them get in the car for a very long and very awkward trip back to Manila. But the drama is not over yet, because they're about to get into it. Faith is still pretty shocked about this whole STD and cheating revelation, and while she was somewhat quiet at the beach and still taking it all in, she gets a bit more vocal on this car ride and starts calling Loren out.
Gonorrhea STD, sexual transmitted disease.
It is, yes.
She's worried about what other things Loren might be having or might be lying about, when Loren, still smiling this whole time, goes, "Well, I can't be the only one you know with gonorrhea."
Am I the first person you know who get gonorrhea?
I mean, who hasn't gotten gonorrhea? Like, come on, I can't be the only one you know. Faith then accuses Loren of lying, of cheating.
I thought you're serious of me, but you're cheating, lying.
And Loren somehow, but I guess not surprisingly, denies the fact that he's a lying cheater.
No, you didn't ask if I was sleeping with people, but you have to know.
Oh my god. You didn't ask if I was sleeping with anybody. The worst defense. Well, you didn't ask if I murdered that guy. What does asking have to do with it? Loren, do you really think you can go out and do anything you want, and unless someone asks you explicitly, then you're not lying? I find it hard to believe that even Loren actually believes that. So, you didn't ask if I was sleeping with people, but, he says, but, you had to have known.
No, you didn't ask if I was sleeping with people, but you have to know.
He says buts very quickly, as if to say that, well, this whole conversation is moot because you didn't ask me if I was sleeping around, so already you have no grounds to call me a cheater and a liar. But just putting all that aside, you also had to have known. So really, this is your fault for not knowing this whole time.
You have to know. You had to have known that I'm having sex the whole time.
Even in the subtle way he nods his head there, when he says, you had to have known, it's so condescending and manipulative.
You had to have known that I'm having sex the whole time.
He's completely turning the tables and now blaming Faith that it's all her fault for not knowing. It was obvious. How could you have not known? You were just too dumb to notice. I guess this is all your fault. I was so clear and transparent. Besides being completely victim-blamey, projecting responsibility into other people, general shithead behavior, it's also now insulting them, calling them stupid, and possibly making them question, well, am I stupid? Was this obvious the whole time? Was he being super straightforward and I just missed all the clues? Even if Loren put absolutely zero hints and covered his tracks completely, saying something like this would still put some doubt in Faith's head and make her question, am I not equipped? Do I just not recognize stuff? Are people acting bad right in front of my face and I'm too naive and stupid to know? Regardless of how true it is, it can erode their sense of self-confidence and their perception of the world around them. Gaslighting is a form of psychological abuse or manipulation in which the abuser attempts to sow self-doubt and confusion in their victim's mind. Typically, gaslighters are seeking to gain power and control over the other person by distorting reality and forcing them to question their own judgment and intuition.
You have to know. You had to have known that I'm having sex the whole time.
Because I trust you. I trust you so much.
Faith didn't even consider this was a possibility because she trusted Loren so much. Does Loren have any concept of how exactly this kind of thing can seriously mess up someone's image and their trust in relationships? Because one of the messages that Faith is getting right now is because I was trusting, I got blindsided and betrayed. Well, I guess I'm too trusting. I guess I shouldn't trust people in the future. I guess when people say they love me and I'm their dream and they do all these things and show me how committed they are to me, I guess I shouldn't trust them because I've been lied to. This is how the damage is created, and Loren does not take any accountability for that. Takes no responsibility in how he could be fucking someone up and their future relationships, because in the moment, he would rather just avoid all accountability and do whatever he can to make this into Faith's problem and all her fault.
No, you didn't ask if I was sleeping with people, but you have to know. You had to have known.
But it gets even more dumb because after he tries to blame Faith for all of their problems, Loren then doubles back and claims that, well, I didn't think it mattered at all.
I didn't think it mattered if I sleep with someone or not, but I haven't met you yet, so I didn't think it was cheating.
First, he said that this whole thing just wasn't a big deal. It's not a big deal, the sex was meaningless, it can get cured in a week, who cares? Then, when Faith pushed back and said this actually is a big deal, you're lying and cheating, he then tried to flip it on her and blame her for not knowing this whole time and, well, you didn't even ask if I was sleeping around. And then, when that didn't work, he then claims that, well, we weren't that serious of a relationship, so even if I, slept with other people and cheated, then it doesn't really matter. Which we also heard him say earlier when I said that I was going to further dismantle it in a couple minutes.
Well, I haven't met you yet. It don't count as cheating until I meet you, right?
Okay, so he claims that they were not serious enough for his cheating to count, which is stupid to begin with. If someone thinks that you're monogamous and then you cheat, you're still cheating. Doesn't matter if you've been together one day or a month or a year. But okay, we weren't serious enough for this to matter. Well, you did say I love you on the first day.
Even before I met you, I said I loved you.
That seems like kind of an odd thing to say to someone that you don't really care about. You also said that you've been looking for this person your entire life and that this person has everything you could ever want. Sounds pretty serious to me.
My dream is my dream marry someone just like you. She's perfect pretty much in every way. Faith is my goddess, right? She's my everything.
But even more, he just told her last night that he plans to move here for the rest of his life and build his entire life over with Faith in the Philippines.
I want that Philippine dream, and I'm trying to make it come true.
So on the one hand, it's serious enough that you want to move across the world and start your entire life over with the woman of your dreams that you've loved from the very moment you laid eyes on them. And on the other hand, well, why would you assume we're exclusive? We've never met in person. Fucking stupid argument. And if Loren or other excuse-making cheaters out there want to say, well, we're more serious and I want to flip my life turn upside down now, but we weren't that serious back then when I was cheating, then I would say, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's either not a very serious relationship and that should be communicated enough where everyone understands that, or it's a relationship where even though you haven't met in person, there's a lot riding on it, it's very serious, and there are lots of emotional plans and intimacy involved. If you're just chatting with someone online and flirting occasionally, then okay, maybe most people would not assume that there's any exclusivity. But when you tell them that you love them, especially on the first day, and how they're amazing and beautiful and I can't wait to go meet you, and you even have these plans of changing your whole life and starting over with them, then you can't just switch over to, well, we haven't met in person, this is not a real relationship yet, whenever it suits you and you think you can get away with cheating. Faith then explains in a one-on-one that, pretty tragically, it's been hard for her as a trans woman to find someone that genuinely loves a trans woman for them, and there's generally a history of people not taking trans women or men very seriously, especially in a romantically or emotionally intimate sense.
Kaya hindi ako nagsusujowa kasi alam ko in the end, iiwan lang din kami. Wala magseryoso. Feeling ko talagang niloloko ako.
They get back to the hotel. They go up to Loren's room when Faith just kind of drops Loren off at the door and doesn't want to come inside.
You're gonna come all the way in or talk from there?
I'm staying here.
She says no, she'll stay right here, and she also tells him that she's going to need some time and space away from him as she processes things. She says again that she's shocked, all the while Loren giving her very terse and short responses in return.
I'm tired. Huh? That I need some time now.
Okay.
I'm shocked.
I know.
So let me think of it, okay?
Which, along with being a pretty tense moment, is also the first time that Loren does not have a weird smile on his face.
I really messed up. We're probably breaking up.
Well, I guess that didn't last long. And he tells us that he's starting to realize that he really messed up.
I'm realizing that I should have been clearer from the start. She sees what I did as betrayal, and I don't know what I can do to make it right.
Which, I guess to end it on the smallest of light notes, I guess I'm a little surprised that he's able to recognize that Faith interpreted this action as a betrayal. That really seemed like the absolute lowest bar of emotional comprehension possible, and yet I am still a little surprised that he's able to understand that. So I guess good for him. Thank you all so much for watching this video and for all the love and support that I've had on the last few videos. The amount of views and support has been crazy, and I'm truly very appreciative of all of it. The reason I make the videos in the way I do is because I would like to point out all the bad behavior and truly articulate what about these people is so annoying and counterproductive. And I always try to remember that I'm watching characters on TV and not necessarily real life people. But regardless, I absolutely think we can analyze and critique what is being presented to us as a real thing, so we can articulate, define, and break down how, for instance, some people cheat and how they can talk about it and turn it around on you and make you feel bad, and identify that correctly as bullshit bad behavior. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and all the other ones that I've been making recently, and I hope you take something from it and can apply in your own life to make you and your own relationships just that little bit better. A big thank you to all of you channel members for supporting this channel, with an extra special thank you to Nancy Jones for being a producer of this channel. Just a reminder that all my big fans and up can watch these videos as soon as I upload them and don't have to wait until Saturday morning. So check that out and click the link in the description if you're interested in that. And until next time, I'll see you later.